So I was watching Education, Tyler Zed on YouTube, and he said that the series Yellowstone was amazing and everyone should watch it. And he was not kidding. So this is a disclaimer, okay? I literally just basically learned about cowboys and Indians. Can't even say it right. And I feel like I know everything. So please correct me when needed. These are just random thoughts. But yeah, if there's a conclusion or an assumption that is wrong, please correct me. And I'm also aware that out of my maybe 400 people watching, there are majority Americans. And if I had seen an American talk about the Israeli-Palestinian land dispute, I would feel uncomfortable. Even if it was correct and accurate, I would feel like someone who doesn't get it, or maybe gets it from a different perspective. But it still feels a little uncomfortable. Not that you're not supposed to talk about it, but like basically just listen to everything and everyone, make your conclusions based on that, and even listen to those you disagree with. Just make sure that you can prove it, what they're saying, because a lot of times it's propaganda and lies on both sides, by the way. So here's my perspective on Indians and pilgrims, cowboys, I don't know. I am a little bit tired of people who always cry that their land was stolen and they won't make any progress. So when the land of Israel was destroyed, Zionists, which now I'm like, I used to think these were just people who wanted to live in Israel. Now I know that these are organizations of very shady people who used many Jews as a shield many times. At least that's my conclusion right now. They took loans from very shady rich Jews and rich donors, and those loans usually came with a price, donations that came with a price. And despite the claim, most of the land wasn't just taken by force. It was bought, overpaid for, and it was usually swampland and stuff like that. And until the Israelis figured out the irrigation system, it was basically worthless land. And then came the 1948 war, and then basically the 4 or 5, I can't remember, Arab states who attacked Israel said to the what they call Palestinians, leave the area. We want to basically carpet bomb these horrible Jews. Sorry for sounding so propagandish. And when they're all gone from the river to the sea, you can come back and take their stuff. And then Israel won the war and they were locked out, basically. This is the whole Palestinian-Israeli dispute in a very nutshell, stupid way to describe. So making this stupid comparison to Indians and pilgrims, I get it. Your land was stolen. I get it. You were displaced. I get it. It happened 200 years ago. I get it. Try to find ways to either, first of all, you can't get all of it back, because if you claim that you lived there before, you've lived all over before, there's no way you can prove that you lived in spot A and not spot B. They were nomads, so this is the whole thing with Bedouins in Israel as well. Like, you want to live in 5 places because you migrate all over the year, while other people build one home, and you have problems with that. Having said that, there's so much crap with eugenics and Indians, and I wish there was a good book that I could find about this. I have one book that I saw on Glenn Beck's TV show. I can't remember what it's called, and I have it. I haven't even opened it, but I ordered it, about all the atrocities that were done to Indians. And it's not my place to say, but it's time to figure it out. I don't know if it's on both sides. What I do know for sure is that average Americans have nothing to do with eugenics. My hat's about to fall off. There it is. And those who have hurt the Native Americans and the Hispanics and the blacks are now hurting everyone else as well. So it's time to unite instead of divide ourselves. And after having said that, I loved the series. I'm not sure I'll ever be able to become a cowboy, because my body ached just watching them work. But I really want to go live there for a while at least. It looks like an amazing place. And I love that the series talks about land and how important it is, because this is the language that we all should have in common. And it also talks about how not just the super rich, but those who make their money on Wall Street and make money out of nothing or exploitation are now trying to buy up all this land and take it away from everyone equally. So I think it's time to do what they did in the series and unite, because if not, we're all gonna lose everything. Like at this point, I'm not sure there's even any Israel left, and if there is, it's probably not ours anymore. It's probably belongs to those who gave their quote-unquote donations. Anyway, I'm in love with the series. The land is gorgeous, the area is beautiful, all the horses and the cows and the way of life. I'm not so sure I agree with all their morals, especially with the branding thing. I have a serious problem with branding because we're talking about microchips at the moment and forced jabs, so I'm really triggered, which is the right time to use that word, by the branding thing. But the rest of it is incredible, and I love that Taylor Sheridan develops all the characters beautifully, and they don't, like, this is a conservative show. It has many actually liberal talking points, but there is a beautiful scene with a vegan who was protesting against them, where it's not a spoiler, but still spoiler alert, where Kevin Costner's character comes up to the vegan who's protesting driving cattle, and he tells her, do you know that in order to grow the quinoa or whatever it is you eat, you have to kill everything that lives on that land, from insects to mice to, I don't know, beavers, whatever, snakes. So it just depends on how cute the animal is. And that's a beautiful argument. They develop all the characters instead of, like, usually when people fall in love in these modern day series, they try to separate them. They start to get ready for a wedding and one of them gets killed and stuff like that. And this time they actually develop the characters all the way, and people who are broken get fixed after falling in love with another person. It's beautiful. It's really, I just recommend it to anyone. It's such a catharsis to watch something like this, especially in 2021. So yeah, second video for today. Merry Christmas. If I was able to upload the first one. If not, Merry belated Christmas.